Hello, everybody. This is the Collector, and welcome to the Paint and Chill. I started a little bit early, but I hope it's not a problem. All right. So today I'm going to be continuing the commission I was doing last week. This is one of my client's commissions. He's doing first Lucius Lancers. I finished priming everything. All the metal miniatures are primed in a enamel acrylic type paint. I use that these Gundam Aqueous. They say they're water-based, but it's kind of like a mixture of different types. It acts more like the Tamiya style acrylics that are kind of like an alcohol or like a lacquer based acrylic. Like they mix different stuff, different chemicals to get a tougher paint, and they work really well as a primer for metal miniatures. So, hey, what's up, Chad? I'm just talking about what I'm doing here. So, yeah, so really cool, tough paint to use on things that are metal. They work on the Gundam kits without primer. You can just paint these on the Gundam kits and they stick on pretty good. You can spray them with airbrush thinner and mixture on an airbrush, and they go on really good. They don't need a lot of maintenance. They're a little expensive for what you get, but it's like a tough paint, so that's what I use. And then on to further help with the process, after I prime with this on the metal miniatures, I use the Pro Acryl black primer, which I showed last time, and I just hand brush it all. I hand brushed everything on it, so now everything is a nice, cool, matte black-ish finish. Details are really good on these things right now. They're you're not losing any detail. Even on these Iron Wind Metals models, you can still see all the details are there. I was very careful when I primed it. Some of these you might see a little chipping on the side. It's just the nature of metal minis. You can prime them, you can varnish them, but no matter what you do, it's going to be a battle of just maintaining it and working as you go. All right. Let's see. Got my little playlist over here. Start off with this one here. All right. And I got my brushes, and I got my little brush cleaning jar, and the next step is going to be getting these guys painted in a military style green. So there's a couple ways I was thinking about doing this. A lot of the camo specs examples of this show a deep forest green with some fades to like a light yellow green or like a light olive drab type green. So I'm thinking I might just do that. I might just use the airbrush. So yeah, give me a second here. I'm going to set up my airbrush. I'm going to put on my mask and everything so I'm not breathing the stuff in. I'm going to turn on my ventilation, and I will try to turn the camera so you can get a little glimpse as to what I'm doing. So 1 second here. All right. And sorry if it gets a little loud. boy. There we go. Might be too far away from my camera stand. We're gonna make this work. Come with me. Fly with me. Here we go. Hey, what's up, John? Hello, John. All right, I think we're good. Very cool. Now, you might not be able to hear me very well because I'm about to put my mask on. So if you have a hard time hearing me, it's because I'm trying to be safe. The vehicles I'm painting are some of these, like Dark Age, like the old MechWarrior Clicky Tech style hover tanks. I forget what they're called. Things like the JES 3s or 2s or something. 4 Myrmidons, 2 Sir Mortimer Bombito Ontos tanks, the big ones on the left. And then next to those, I think those are supposed to be Demon Tank proxies, but they're called something else because they're made by like Death Ray Designs. So, but I think the proxying is like the Demon Tank. And remember, before airbrushing, make sure you have proper ventilation, filters, masks, and anything else that you need to keep yourself from messing up your lungs. Don't mess up your lungs. Don't be stupid. Don't be like me.
And I'm just prepping the airbrush right now. Nice. I'll take a look in a bit. All right, and I'm using a 0.5 millimeter needle on the Heat Water Revolution CR. It's kind of my go-to. I'm just running some water through it right now and testing flow. Once I'm happy with it, I'm going to start putting in some paint. I'm thinking I'm going to start off with like a deep green, maybe let's see. I think I'll go with the Vallejo Game Extra Opaque Heavy Black Green. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to wait for that to dry. And then I'm going to go over and sort of like in a zenithal-like way, I'm going to do spurts of the Pro Acryl yellow-green. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me that sort of foresty, dark green, deep dark green transition to like a light yellow-green. So that's the plan, and we're going to see how that turns out. The music, it's just the generic StreamYard stuff. I have a couple things loaded. I can cycle some of the stuff I've uploaded. Yeah, no problem. Welcome back. All right, here we go with some of this Vallejo Game Color Extra Opaque Dark or Black Forest Green. Need to thin it more. All right, and I just moved the Pro Grill painting cutting board thing to the side. I'm just OCD like that. Another thing to note, something I did in between during the week was I magnetized the turrets, so had to cut pieces of pewter off of the metal myrmidons, dremeled or pinviced a couple of the resin tanks. I didn't do that to the hover tanks because the turret mounts are so small, but no, the rest of them are magnetized. So I think the client's going to be pretty happy with that. Oh, how come?
Pilots are awesome.
Maybe you should, Chad. Maybe. Should. Welcome to the Saving the World podcast with the Collector and Chad Neighbors, saving the world, one airbrush at a time.
In a world full of regular brush users, one man is destined for greatness. One airbrush, one hope.
Now you might be wondering, why is he not taking as much time on the other side? Well, a couple reasons. So, yeah, when you look at like zenithal highlighting, you zenithal from one side where the light source is, and your primary focus is going to be that one side. I'm going to give a little bit of that forest green on the side that I didn't cover on the first pass, but I'm only doing a very light coat. And what that's going to do is that's going to it's going to leave like a kind of a natural transition from like the deeper green, then kind of like an in-between green and black, which is from the primer, and then the primer itself. And so that's going to give me a good, decent base coat with kind of a green zenithal where the light is focused on just one side, where the green is going to be the deepest. Then when I come back with the yellow-green, I'm going to go on the side that is the greenest, and you're going to see a multi-gradient transition from like that light green down to black. So it's going to be a very light green to like a mid-tone combination green with some of the forest green. And I'll target certain spots where I think maybe it'll look better in splotches or on some of the panels or like on the turret or something. In a way that'll look interesting to the eye and kind of give that worn military green camo sort of look. Again, if you look at like the camo specs examples, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a lot of like deep green to light green transitions between the panels, but you don't have to do that by hand with a paintbrush. You certainly can with wet blending or with washes or with just layering or glazing, but it's so much easier with an airbrush if you just target the spots and then go back afterwards either with edge highlighting. It just makes the job a little easier. But this is called value setting or setting your value, your light values. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm value sketching the lightest point of light and color down to the darkest, and then later I'll come back and I'll fix things or adjust as needed. Yeah, or dry brush, that's right. You can also dry brush. You monster, Chad. Why would you make camouflaged Easter eggs that the kids can never find? What about the kids? Think of the children, Chad. You are thinking of the children, all that. Not letting them get that diabetes. You're saving the kids from insulin resistance. I thought the ones with money were the gold ones. All right, there we go. Yeah, so I don't know if you could see it from the crappy webcam there. But like, there's a little bit of a blackness, a black sort of hue or fade. It's not, camera doesn't want to focus. But anyway, it'll help with the exhaust, like the smoke exhaust or like the heatsink exhaust or whatever. Well, vehicles don't have heat sinks, but the vents have like a little bit of a blackening happening around them because I didn't cover it. I didn't aim straight at it with the airbrush. $20. All right, I rinsed out the airbrush. We're going to give these guys a little time to dry, and then I'm going to come back and, well, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to sit here, but I'm going to give it some time. Then I'm going to go over it with some of this yellow green. Yeah, so just stand by. Check. Check, check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Lima Charlie. Loud and clear. Drink some of my yerba mate. All my Argentinian friends, they know what it means. They know what this is. If you know what this is, you're a real one. Shout out to Javier Milei and the Argentinians and my heritage. Let's go, America. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, why is he getting political? Oh, no. But it's so good. What? WFT? What does WFT mean? I know what WTF is, but I don't know what WFT is. I'm just teasing. I'm just gonna paint happy trees. Auto. I'm thinking the fans and the suction from the filter and the ventilation is working. I think I'm feeling comfortable setting up our next pass. So I'm going to put on my mask again. It's called mate, or you can also find it under the name yerba mate. It's like a indigenous South American plant-based tea. It's like an alternative to caffeine. It's got a lot of caffeine in it. It's a little more potent than green tea. It's pretty good. They say if you drink too much of it, it could cause cancer. But I'm like, I mean, well, everything freaking causes cancer, so okay. This is the same people that tell you that this green tea causes cancer is the same people that tell you that a certain shot is safe and effective. You know what I'm talking about. I'll just keep drinking my green tea.
Right, exactly,
Right.
Why would anybody listen? What was that one saying? The George W. Bush saying, like, yeah, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, uh, shame on the terrorizers, or something like that. What was it? Yep. Eat your steaks, your coffee, smoke that pipe. That sounded wrong. Drink that bourbon and live a good life. Yeah, man. No, that reminds me of a quote from Metal Gear Solid 2. When you beat the big bomber dude, the fat man, he goes, laugh and grow fat. It's the American way, dude. Like, if I had a choice between dying younger, but like eating my favorite food and like enjoying my life, or living till I'm like 100, but like eating like a rabbit and like not able to enjoy anything, yeah, I'll be happy dying younger. I mean, that's not ideal, of course. You still got to exercise and eat okay. You don't want to overdo it, but it is what it is. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the airbrush helps. All right, and I just finished mixing my little yellow green pro krill mixture, and I'm about to start spraying.
Nice.
All right. All right, and I think I'm happy with the light, or with the yellow-green application. I don't think I want to put any more on it. It's pretty much where I want it. I just finished putting the yellow-green on all the models. I think I have applied exactly the amount that I wanted. Now I'm just cleaning up the airbrush, and I'm gonna put it away. And then I'll the webcam back on the workbench. So, no, you didn't miss really anything. Not much activity tonight. I think people are enjoying their Labor Day weekend. So happy Labor Day to everybody. And yeah. All right, brother. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out and chiming in and chatting with me. Have a good rest of your night, Chad. I'll DM you. I'll mess with you later.
Yep, I'm still gonna keep working. I'll be on here probably for another hour, and then yeah, if after an hour, if people want to still hang out, I'll hang out. If not, I'll probably just call it after that. So.
Sweet. Yeah, man. Feel free to hang out. Nice. And we're back at the workbench. So, yeah, looks like the airbrush work went smooth. Now it's just a matter of waiting for everything to sort of dry. And yeah, just gonna migrate everything back. Art Bell. Art Bell. What's Art Bell? I never heard of it. Look at these little green dudes pop. They poppin'. Oh no, they're not supposed to be too camouflaged. Here, let me, I think there's a way I can share a screen or a picture. If I go back here, I can show you what I'm sort of guiding off of here. Excuse me. Looks like StreamYard doesn't like me trying to share a screen. Try it again. All right. Well, that looks weird. Here, let's see. Anyway, can you see that? This is what I'm kind of guiding off of. This is a deeper green. I'm going for more of a, like an olive drab, lighter green. But it'll darken once I start using some of the washes and stuff to darken things and to do the panel lines. So it's bright now, but when I start using some of my green tone and my camo shade and all that, and I start like thinning things down, you'll start notice the yellow green will start to tint towards a deeper green again. Yeah, there you go. All right. How do I? And we're back. Yeah. Buddy. Let's see if we can see this. You can see this a little bit better. Yep. See these bad boys. Get that light on there. Yeah, let's see it. See it even better. Look at that. What's he cooking? Cooking some green boys. Fresh out the. Yeah. These Sir Mortimer Bombito 3D models are they're just something else, man. Look at that damn thing, man. Oh, so beautiful. Just so I'm talking about. See that fade I did with the airbrush? So you get like a bright point and a dark point. It kind of gives you some visual interest, and then once I start going in with washes and stuff, it's gonna tie it all together. And yeah, buddy. Yep. That's what we want right there. That's what we want. Oh, but what about the back? Oh, you missed the back. No. It's part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Oh, I think I actually messed that up. I'm gonna probably have to go back and touch that up, some dry brushing or something. But it's the back of the turret. Thank you. Yeah, they are gonna look good. I'm hoping my client is happy with his new first Crucius and continues to be a client into the future, because I really do appreciate my customers. I set at 100% satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Trust the process. Sí, señor. You have to trust the process, señor. Yes. Sí, señor. Sí. I'm gonna keep giving these guys a little time to dry, since we've put about a good amount of coats of paint on these. Another thing you'll notice is you can see a lot of the detail still, even with like that many passes with the airbrush. So I went thin, but I also did more than 2 layers of thin coats with the airbrush. But I was angling it in a way where the paint is going to hit in like a 45 to like a 60 degree angle and still leave gaps in some of the panels where the primer and the dark green still show through. So it makes having to panel wash things easier. If you like here where I was directly aiming at this front where my thumb is where I was aiming. I'm gonna have to, if I want those panelized to show, I'm gonna have to use a pin wash and some panel lining to do that. But back here, where the stream of paint through the airbrush wasn't hitting the recesses, you can clearly see the panel lines and details and shadow and all that. So it's just another, yeah, the angle of the dangle, the loosey of the goosey, the goosey juicy. Yeah, that's one way to do it, man. What I'm gonna do is, like when you play a video game and you get to a certain spot in the game where there's like a boss coming that'll one shot pwn you and you'll lose all your progress and you don't have to go start all the way back at the beginning of that mission, so you save. You save at that checkpoint. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to give all of these a matte varnish. And what that's gonna do, so what some people will do is they'll do a gloss varnish, then they'll come in with oil washes, and then do the oil mineral spirits with the Q-tip and remove the wash to kind of get that really clean panel line look. I've found that I can do that exact same thing with a matte varnish and just regular, the Citadel shades or like the Army Painter tones, all the different like the strong and tones and whatnot, by just thinning them down. I can get almost exactly the same effect as you get from a gloss varnish, oil wash, and then mineral spirits cleanup process, and then a matte varnish on top of that. It's like the same amount of steps versus I'm not dealing with all the oil and lacquer based or oil based, mineral spirits based stuff and all the fumes. I can just use all my water based stuff and it won't fume up anything. All the stuff I've been using, minus the Gundam color stuff that I use for the metal, I've run through the airbrush, it's all water based stuff. So it's all just water based acrylics, the distilled water. I did use some airbrush flow improver, and that's why I wore the mask and I have the ventilation and everything running. But there's no smell. There's no particulates in the air now. So again, protect your lungs. Be safe when you're doing this stuff. If you hear me coughing, it's because I've been sick. This is before I started painting. This has nothing to do with me just airbrushing. I'm just coughing because I'm recovering from some crud. How do you water down the Army Painter shades? Distilled water, man. Go to Kroger's or your HEB or your Walmart or whatever, and you buy some of this distilled water. Just a couple drops of distilled water, and just put a couple drops of your dark tone and a couple drops of distilled water, mix it around, and then just use that. Another option, if you don't want to do that, something that I found works really well too, is the where is it? Where are you? There you are. The Pro Acryl Black Wash and some distilled water is magic. This shit is magical juice right here. If you use this right out of the bottle, it's really like goopy, almost like a watery Elmer's glue. But if you put some distilled water, water it down. This, it's just perfect. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. It's like the Army Painter Strong Tone, but when you water down the Strong Tone, sometimes it's watered down too much. With this one, you can thin it down with water, and it'll still have enough pigmentation to stick to where you want, and not stain the color that you're putting it on. It's not like your Null Oil or your Agrax Earth shade, or like the shades from Citadel where they stain everything. This stuff does not stain if you thin it down with water. And then where it sits in the recesses, you can control it really easily with a brush. Like you can just wick whatever you don't want off and kind of push the wash where you want it with almost the same ease as the Army Painter tones. Oh, you're welcome. No problem. No problem, comrade. No problem. I am here to help. So now I'm gonna get my matte varnish and I'll start prepping a decent amount of that stuff so I can cover everything. And I'm gonna do this. You could do this with an airbrush. I don't like using varnishes on my airbrush. I know a lot of people will be like, why? Why, dude? Just clean it. Well, I mean, still like using my hand brush. I mean, I bought these nice synthetics and all these other brushes. Like, I want to use them. So, gotta get my mileage from the stuff that I got. Alright, there's my... I'm gonna use tried and true, old reliable Vallejo matte varnish. I'm gonna pour about maybe 10 drops of this, maybe 15 drops of this, and then a couple drops of distilled water. Water it down just a little bit. I still want it to be potent. If you water this stuff down a little too much, it kind of like flakes off, and it's not terrible. But yeah, I really just eyeball this stuff. You get to a point where you just kind of eyeball stuff and it works. I know there's better painters out there, better paint alchemists that have like their Excel spreadsheets and they write down like every formula, exactly what paint they use, exactly how many proportions, so that they can replicate it every time. I don't do that. I don't really function that way. I just kind of, today I'm going to do it this way, and tomorrow if somebody wants that same exact thing, I can just kind of eyeball it and it looks pretty much the same. Damn. Okay. Sorry about that. Guesstimation. This is called winging it, my friend. The precise science we call winging it. Trial and error, sir. Trial and error. Alrighty, and what am I gonna be using for this one? I want to use a big fat brush, yeah, big fat one. Or not, maybe not a fat one, no. Oh, maybe yeah. I want something soft enough that's not going to mess up what I've already done here. I can't say that on the stream or I'll get demonetized. No, I've said it. I think I've said that word already. I haven't been monetized. I don't think you get monetized until you reach like a certain amount of people. Alrighty. Excuse all the nasal sounds and the sickly, ickly, wickly, bickly crap coming out of my face. All right. Yeah, let me start with the really pretty ones. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me put some of this matte varnish. Oh yeah. The macho man likes to varnish. Yeah. Why does it look so thick when it's going out? Well, once it dries, you're not going to see it. It'll be pretty clear and it'll matte down the color a bit. I'm using just a generic Hobby Lobby big boy brush here. Oh, and see right there, some of the paint's already peeling off because I didn't let it dry. So yeah, it's because I'm a bad boy and I didn't listen. To my own inner thought that said, hey, you need to let it dry longer. But here on the Collector Paint and Chill, we don't worry about that stuff. We don't really stress it. We just chill. That's all we do. Because mistakes can always be corrected. I'll just go back over it with some of the edge with some more of that yellow green whenever I go back to do my edge highlights. And it'll disappear. Won't even be there. Be like it never happened. Yeah, Snappy 2 Slim Jim. Oh yeah. When I was deployed to Iraq, we would get these trucks that would they would bring trucks of Slim Jims to us, like Slim Jims and like chips and a bunch of like donations from the USO. And every time the boxes came, like everybody went after those Slim Jims because they were just like the best snack. The rules don't apply to you. Have you ever seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger Pump and Iron like expose autobiography thing from his like Mr. Universe days? There's a scene. There's a lot of scenes in there. Some of them are quotes that he says are hilarious, but one of them is break the rules. You have to break the rules. You can't be afraid to break the rules. Yeah. You can't be afraid. You have to go. You have to get the pump. Yeah, you either winner or loser. There's no second place. You have to break the rules. Yeah. Had a buddy of mine that hit me with that one. Stuck with me ever since. Yeah, I'm just varnishing. Once that dries, I'm gonna go back and do my corrections and highlights and all that. I like this brush though. It's not letting me control where the varnish is sitting. His cigar quote. Yep, I recall. Oh, my favorite one is when he describes like what it feels like, what the pump feels like when he gets a good pump. It's like every time I get a pump, it's like I'm having sex. Every time I pump, it's like I'm coming. Every time I get a pump, it's like I come. Every time I lift, it's like I'm coming. It's like I'm coming everywhere, every day. Collect your wisdom. Yeah, every day I paint, I brush. Feels like I'm coming. You see this matte varnish is like it looks like coming all over it. Yeah, I come when I paint, I come when I speak, I come when I'm enjoying it. It's every day. Break the rules. Ah, what are you, a choir boy? It is not a tumor. All right, I'm done. I'm done with the Arnold stuff. Oh. Now I know I'm demonetized. Is that extra? I shook the bottle of the matte varnish, but was I really shaking the bottle of the matte varnish when it went off screen? How do you know this suspicious white fluid is the matte varnish? How do you actually know? You don't. You don't. How do you know? It'll be our secret, John. Don't tell anyone. No one will see this video. Don't tell anybody. I'm coming again. Look. Yes, it's extra. Yeah. Mama-san says I have to charge more. $300. Yeah, it's my only paints. Welcome to my only paints. Yeah, this is where I come. Look at the nasty things you guys are making me say. Me? It's all you, man. The only fans of painting. Have you guys seen that one chick? She does like cooking shorts. She calls herself the only pans. She's like, I hope you're hungry, babe. Welcome to my only pans. She's a cutie too. She's like some nurse or something. Pretty funny videos too. She's really funny. Like over the top innuendo humor. But like she cooks some really good shit. Like she did one, it's like a chicken carbonara, but it was like, damn, it was delicious. Put some dried red pepper and made her own marinara sauce with like fresh tomatoes and sun-dried tomatoes and stuff. That was really good. It looked really good. I need to try making that. Oh, damn, everybody left. Oh, sorry. Sorry for freaking y'all out. I didn't mean to scare y'all. Maybe YouTube shut me down, huh? Reported. Gotcha. Yeah, I see you. I think I did that one already enough. All right, let's do this other one. I can see the green paint is kind of coming off a little bit, so I'm going to try to be a little gentler here. Just to be safe, on the safe side here. Yeah, man, I wonder if there's a way to like be able to put you on here on voice if you have a microphone. Cuz I mean, I don't mind having people chat. It'd be like a paint chill and chat type thing. Do you have a Discord? If you're on Discord, and I don't want to dox you, but you can let's see. Well, are you on the BattleTech Into the Future Facebook or their Discord? I'm the collector on the Discord, so if you wanna DM me, I can get on a voice channel, and then you can just chat with me, and then I'll respond to you while I'm streaming. DM you. Give me a second. Which one are you? What's your handle? Duh. Yeah, I know. I don't know your damn handle by John. I don't remember everyone's names. Everybody has these alter egos, man. Oh, it's just John? It's just your name here is your name on Discord? Oh. Here, let me see if I can find you. Is it John Mark? Oh yeah. Oh, I know you. Right. I'll get on the voice. I'll get on General Hangout. Okay. So streaming and on the General Hangout. So you can get on. And I'll be on. Oh, that's loud. Okay. Let me turn that down. Yeah, I hear you. Give me a second. I'm sorry, say it again. Yeah, I can hear you. Here, let me turn the music down. Yeah, give me a second. Mic check, mic check. Coming in weak. Have you turned my volume up on your end? So like right click and then turn the volume up on. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? There you go. There you go. All right, man. You're so smart. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm doing StreamYard, and then it streams to YouTube, but on a delay. So 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 now you're gonna hear me before I show up on your video on your end. So you might wanna like, yeah, just turn the video. Yeah, it's weird. I had to figure that out the first time I streamed, and yeah, that was kind of weird. But yeah, no, because YouTube has to screen what you're saying. So you obviously don't say any stupid shit like like the obvious, you know. I mean, you can say whatever you want because I don't think they can hear you. Yeah, you're not being recorded by YouTube. At least I don't think they can hear you. Yeah, but I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna get me completely canceled. So there you go. There you go. Mopping glue. What is that? Never heard of that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we still use that in the Navy, like the crap that you use for the floor polish. Yeah, well, they do. They just don't sell it to the public. It's because it's like causes cancer. Everything causes cancer. Yeah, yeah. Nutella. Everything causes cancer. Everything causes cancer, man. Breathing causes cancer. Are you? Uh-oh. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of in a. That's good. Yeah, so for the general audience, two all two of us, um, it sounds like I'm talking to myself, but I'm actually talking to our friend John here. So. Oh yeah, no, it's easier. I mean, I don't really care, man. I'm just doing this to. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this stuff more. And I had a buddy at my store. He challenged me. He's just like, because he plays D&D, but he was interested in BattleTech, and I showed him how to play BattleTech. And then he was there during the whole fiasco with the doxing by you know who, and I told them, I pretty much told them everything. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna say the names, but I told him about it, and he was like, "So, why don't you do some streaming stuff, man? I see your paint work is really good." And I'm like, "Oh," and this was before I even had a thought about doing it. And he's just like, I was like, "No, I don't want to show my face." And then you know what he was like, "Oh, you're a pussy." And I'm like, "No, no, that's not." He's like, "Yeah, you're scared. You're scared of them." He's like, "You're scared of them. That's why you don't stream." And I'm like, "Dude, are you serious?" So I'm doing this. I'm not gonna show my face still, but I'm still streaming. I'm still streaming. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. No, I got a pretty chubby face, man. It's embarrassing. That's right. Yeah, we didn't really do much towards the tail end after I messed up my back. I just sat around looking at radar arrays and eating chips and frickin' drinking Dr. Pepper. So still got paid exactly the same. So earlier in my Navy career, I was doing a lot more active stuff. So in the Navy, on a ship, you can be multi-qualified. You don't just do your main job. You can be a part of the firefighting teams. You can be a part of the advanced security team. So on the ship, well, in the Navy, you have like your MAs, which is your MP. So instead of a military police, you have a master at arms. But not a lot of people choose to be master at arms. And and every ship, every command only has like a certain amount of spots for a master at arms. So you can only have like 6 master at arms that are E3 to E5. Then you can only have 2 master at arms that are E6. And then you can only have like 1 or 2 master at arms that are E7 or above that aren't officer. And that's it. You only get that's as many but you have a command, so you have small ships which only have like a crew of like 100 people, and then you have big ships that have a crew of like 1,000 people, but they don't proportionally distribute the master at arms in every command. So if you have like a terror attack on a ship, or like some idiot is like trying to kill himself, and you have 13 guys to deal with a whole problem, and like what if 2 of them are off that day, one of them is sick with whatever, the other one is on leave, and you only have like 1 master at arms there. And so other people on the ship have to train. It's a mandatory thing. Everyone has to train basic firefighting, basic first aid, basic weapon handling. So everyone has to know how to shoot the M9 and the M16. So, the whole thing that like, oh, Navy people don't do real shit. It's like, yeah, not really. Yeah, you're right. They don't. But the people that do become a part of the security reaction force teams, they have to train every 6 months. You got to get OC sprayed. Every 6 months, you have to go through the CQC course. And then throughout the 6 months in between, you're doing monthly refresher training, tactics, room clearing, base clearing, working with the Marines, working with base security, NCIS, all that stuff. So like I did that for the first 8 to 10 years until my back got fucked up. And then after that, the last 4 years, I was just doing nothing because I couldn't. But for the most part, I was a part of the. So yeah, so I mean, like I probably did more than the average sailor. Obviously, probably not more than an Army guy or Marine, but you do have like pogues. You have fucking army people that all they do is move boxes all day. They're not frontline gruntsmen, So and you see them. Yeah, no, I know. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just saying the truth, man. I made friends with the cooks not by choice. It was because I kept pissing off my people, and they sent me to work with the cooks as punishment. But for me, it wasn't punishment. I was like, hey, I love the cooks. So I did not like my. Oh no, please don't make me work with the cooks that have all the food. Like, hey. Oh, dude, we'd always get first dibs, always. Because like the cooks felt bad. The cooks felt bad for us because they're like, man, they made you do this again. Like, yep. Well, who did you piss off this time? Oh, and then when we would hit port, because whenever we were TMAD, we were temporary assigned duty attached to the cooks. Whenever we were being, soft punished, because there's hard punishment. The Article 19s and the the Article 13s, and then there's like then there's the soft punishment where it's like, well, we're not gonna, you didn't do anything bad enough to like get in trouble, but we're gonna get rid of you for like a month or two. So, yeah, exactly. That's pretty much the story of my fucking life. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have extra duty, but technically it was because the cooks worked longer than my division did. But at the same time, like, I didn't give a fuck. Honestly, I didn't want to be around them anyway most of the time. Bunch of ass kissers. Seriously, like, I picked the worst job. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, so my goal was I wanted to get the training so that I could work as an air traffic controller because they make a shit ton of money, man. And like I got all my qualifications to be an air traffic controller. I'm air qualified. I'm, air tracker qualified. I've worked on pretty much every air radar the Navy has. I've worked on Aegis. I know how phased radar works. I know how to identify, military from civilian aircraft. I know what all the modes and codes mean. Like I'm 100%. If I wanted to work at a airport as a fucking air traffic controller, boom, easy. But the problem is the attrition and suicide rate for air traffic controllers is really high because the politics. So, I'll tell you. I'll give you one example. So, your lowest ranking air traffic controller, uh, boy number 3, aircraft is about to take off. You fuck up one little thing. You miss. You make a screw up on a command that the pilot tells you, "Hey, I'm taking off at this runway right now." You forget to clear the runway because I don't know that you blinked that second and you weren't paying attention, and now you have two aircraft that are about to collide into each other, and you're and say let's say nothing happens. Let's say fall shit was about to happen, but the supervisor realized it and pulls you away and tell hey, negative, runway not clear. Number 3, turn your shit off right now. Come to my office. You know, that's right there. That could be grounds for just getting shit canned and then getting blacklisted to never work at an airport ever again. Completely justified, right? Like in their point of view, it's justified because you almost got like a bunch of innocent people killed, and it was all because of the minor accident that you made, and like the smallest accident could cause hundreds and uh, hundreds of people's lives and millions of fucking dollars, and so now you can never work at an airport again because of your blacklisting, and everyone's treating you like you almost caused murder, like you were a homicidal maniac, and then your name is plastered all over the news, like, oh no, today at American Airline, the collector almost killed 300 people. You know, more details later. Like 80 families just filed lawsuits against American Airlines. They denied that responsibility and put it all on number 3. So the collector will get all the blame. Like, we've gone to the collector's house to find out how he's doing, but it seems like he hung himself because he couldn't handle the stress of 80 people filing lawsuits. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, you you licked your finger and you put it in the air and you're like, yeah, the winds are blowing different. I'm gonna go that way now. I'm not. You just look out the door like, oh, nope, time to retire. Yeah, man. That's exactly what happened to me in the Navy, brother. Exactly. That's exactly what happened to me. That's exactly what happened to me, brother. There was only 2 schools I didn't have. And they were like the top tier schools. They were the one where you it's called Aztec, and you control the anti-submarine warfare units. And then there's another one called AIC, which is you are the F-18 and like Navy fighter air traffic controller, like the combat air traffic controller. And that one you actually get a call sign on that one. And I I was begging for that school for 14 years, and they never gave it to me. And it wasn't because I couldn't pass the damn school, because I passed every school they sent me to. It was because they just didn't like me, and they're like, "No, we're not going to make you cool. We don't want you to have that because you're not cool enough. We don't like you." It's like, okay. I mean, I did more than what they asked me to do. I was qualified, like I said, on everything. I was advanced firefighter qual. I was on a firefighting team. I was on every firefighting training team. I was advanced first aid, so I was on every advanced medical training team. I was so experienced that I was training the new medics and the new firefighters on how to do their job, even though I was a radar operator. And I was teaching them at one point, and that's when I started having big problems, because it got to a point where they didn't like me doing that because it made them look bad. And then and then when I said, "Okay, so now are you going to send me to AIC?" No. And so me and a lot of the chiefs, and so I was an E5, and I was talking to I was training E6s on how to do their job, and then the E7s, E8s, E9s, and the officers were telling me, "No, you're not good enough." I'm like, "Okay." Then guess what? You know what y'all can do? You can suck the big Navy shaloinky because I'm done. Well, I mean, I could have said something worse, but I am refraining. Oh my god, of course. Of course. You have no idea. You have no idea, bud. Listen, sweetheart. The Marines might have a higher uh, percentage of those types of people, but we invented that shit. Okay, we made it popular. All right, all the Navy does. All the Navy. No, but for real though. Yeah, it's called It Ain't Gay If It's Underway. Yep, yeah, that's what it is. I had one and only one out of the 14 years, only one situationship with a female sailor, and that was before I got married. It was before I got married, but I was dating her. I was dating another chick that I knew from high school, and but then once things got serious with another date, that's when I was like, I'm just gonna get married because I can't screw around like this my whole life. I saw some of, like, I was in my early, like, I just turned 20, and I was watching these like 30 something year olds, 40 something year olds, like dressing up like players and going to the club, like, I'm going to the club, and they're like like 2 times divorced dudes, and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I don't want to be that guy, you know. like no shame, like no like they were really, some of them were really cool people, and like I don't have a, and a lot of them got pretty shitty deals, you know. Like some of them were married and then their wives cheated on them when they were on deployment and stuff like that. So then now they're just going to be single. It happens. It happens. I've seen it. I've seen people who were like very devoted, and then like we come back from deployment and it's like they're just angry, you know? Like, wait, we were out for like 14 months. Like, how are you pregnant? Yeah, how are you pregnant? Oh, I'm sorry. No. The best one is just like, I was thinking of you. I missed you so much. Oh man. I mean, I guess I'm one of those lucky few that didn't happen to. They did, yeah. They did. If they didn't issue you one, then you didn't need one. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That is the truth. That is the truth. Speaking of military service, the my client, he is actually former Navy as well. He was. Yep, yep. He's awesome. He's a really cool dude. He runs. I don't wanna like give up his identity, but like he runs a lot of BattleTech events at major conventions, and he's a good dude. Yeah. He showcases. He yeah he gives them away at like conventions as prizes. So it's really cool. Yeah, my store's pretty cool. It's not as big. I'm sorry. Continue. My bad. I interrupted you. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, there's some stores downtown and one kind of northwest of where I'm at, where a buddy of mine works there, but he told me he's just like, yeah, it's the 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 you know who's are coming in here now and making people uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, you're never gonna find a man to have a manly conversation with people who don't think they're men. So, I mean, at my tables at the store, we don't talk politics either. Like, even though a lot of them already know my politics, you know, just from private conversation, but we don't talk about it at the tables, and you know, it's just we're just there to game, honestly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that on the last stream. I think me and you were talking about that. I was, you know, yeah. Well, and that's where and that's where the where we're at as a country kind of sucks because there's the idea that okay, if we're all allowed, we should be allowed to have that conversation anywhere and not be afraid to, then people we don't agree with on that side should also be allowed to exercise their thing to do that. And so, but which and again, which it did happen, and I very politely and very respectfully said, like, I'm not going to play that game because I don't believe in that. And if you want me to, if you're going to feel bad if I don't do that, which you're unintentionally or unreasonably imposing on me to have to just by order of social stigma. Because when you walk up to people, there's these unwritten rules things where you know you're supposed to be polite, and until a line that works both ways. And so if once there's a line that is being crossed unknowingly, if it's an unknowing line, then someone has to speak up and say, and you'd expect that from anybody, like if you are at a table and there's a woman there and you're making some jokes about women, there's a line there that's being crossed. Seems upset. There maybe there's a sign that says, hey, stop it, you're making somebody uncomfortable. And the same goes for if you're at a table and you know that there's Christians there and somebody wants to play the uh you know pronoun game, or the you know there is no God game or something or whatever, that's going to make Christians uncomfortable. And just like these people don't like being made to feel uncomfortable, neither do Christians, neither do religious people, neither do Catholics or Muslims or anybody, any conservative people, period. Yeah, so and all I ask at my table is you get what you give. If you give respect, you get it. If you don't give respect, you're not at the table no more. And that applies to everybody. So even if you're on my side, if you're a religious Christian dude. Yeah. 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 It's it's what happens in a society, and this is a historical thing. It's what happens when a society, not just Roman, I mean, it's every society that has gotten too comfortable, like too easy for people. Like when people are so,
it's funny because it's the left that talks about privilege and all that. Like, we have to acknowledge our privilege. It's like, yes, it is your privilege that makes you unreasonable, not anybody else who is grateful or humble. Like, people who are humble, people who are conservative, people who are religious, who abide by a code. I mean, you don't even have to be religious. You could just be like pagan. You can use non monotheistic religions or belief systems that follow similar metrics and codes of conduct and morality that do the same exact thing, who value hard work and value being humble and not having everything and being happy with that, versus people who grew up affluent, who really are the privileged kids that like don't know what suffering is, and so they make up things to suffer about because they feel left out. It's like I saw. It's like they no. It's like, well, and this is something that I don't know if you've listened to like Jordan Peterson or like other like he makes a great explanation as to why we have this issue. It's people who go to school, they go to college, they're told, hey, go to college because that's what you need to succeed in life. And so they come from affluent families, so it's like, well, I don't have to really work hard because my mom and dad just paid like $200,000 for me to go to school. And so they go to the school, and then what does the school say? It tells them that they're bad because they're white, they're bad because they're born wealthy, and that they're privileged. And so you're pounded in the head with people, educators that are you're supposed to put your trust and faith into, to telling you that you're an evil, racist, bigoted person just because you were born. Yeah, but you don't recognize, but you don't know that you are, because it's embedded in your privilege. And so they internalize it, and they have to find something to feel like, no, I'm not that privileged, because see, I do have something I'm suffering from. I suffer from autism. I suffer from identity disorder. I'm this, I'm that. See, I am just like you guys. I'm not privileged. See, I'm like you. I'm like the little people. See, and so that mentality, it's a self-defense mechanism. Well, it's a self-defense mechanism. And like, can you really blame them? And like a lot of people would say, yeah, I can blame them just fine, because they look at how they treat us now. Like, look at them cyber stalking us and trying to cancel us and calling us ists and phobes and trying to get us fired. And like, yeah, like, sure, you may have been a victim. You may have been a victim at one point, but now you're the victimizer. Correct. Yeah. Yep. Well, it's profitable. It's profitable now. Now, the more victim codes you can acquire and prove, the more clout and popularity and power that you get. I mean, just look at the people. And yeah, we are now at the part of the show where we're going to get political. And if you don't like politics, yeah. Well, they can't hear what you're saying. They can only hear what I'm saying. So, no, no. So, no, 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 no. I mean, dude, I don't care. Um, I'm gonna. No, 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 no. You're. I'm just making that announcement so people know what they're. If they hadn't already gotten the hint, if they haven't already gotten the hint. Well, so what I was gonna say is just like look at CGL right now. Look at the people that they hire. Look at the people who they have. Look at the people who they have writing their books. Look at the people that they have on their as their community managers. It isn't. It's it's the people who are privileged, who were born into privilege, who have self-identified as victims and who now benefit because of it, because the organization is going to benefit by hiring people who are victim class, but who aren't really of like I don't know if I may be wrong, but I haven't seen a single minority that is in charge except for maybe Ray Arista. I think he's Hispanic. Maybe Brian Young. Is Brian Young Hispanic or yeah. Yeah, but no. But see, that's called being consistent, though. I mean, if they did that, then they would be consistent. Yeah, that's that's the inevitable conclusion. But I don't think we're anywhere near that yet. Honestly, I don't think I don't think our country would ever get to that point. Honestly, because there's too many people that would stop that from happening. Yeah. Yep. Yep. No, I'm just listening. No, you're good. You're good. I just don't really have. No, you're fine. I just don't really have anything to add. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, they can cheat and she'll win, like they did with Biden. Well, I mean, why do you think that they left? Why do you think they left the damn gates of the border open and let all these people come in? There's the point. You know what's funny is a lot of them aren't, because a lot of them come from traditional conservative. So it really isn't that population. It's the Arab, Indian. You have your Nicaraguan. You have your you have your mostly the ones that come from the Middle East that are going to side with the Democrat establishment. Which is funny. That's the funny part, because then the same people bringing those people in are the same people from the universities that are siding with them, which are the same people who we've already previously talked about. And then when we turn the mirror at them and go, "Hey, look, is that you? Isn't that you? Well, why are you saying that?" "Oh, that's not me. I didn't. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant." And then no, even better, even better. You know what they do? They go, "No, you're the people that say that. You say that. You're the Nazis." Yeah. Do you even know what that word means? Do you know what the word Nazi means, Mr. Lefty? Yeah, it's you. It's you, Chud. That's you. You, Chud. Oh man, yeah. Milk toast. Give me that milk toast Lefty dictionary so I know how to insult people with like the lamest words. You're weird. It's like, "Oh, my aching heart. That would be so bad." Weird. Oh no. I'll tell you this though, I have had a couple run-ins with our own side, our own people. That it happens a little too many times to be just kind of an accident. Well, and I don't think they mean harm. I think it's more of a like a machismo thing. Like you're always going to have people that are never going to agree with you 100% on every little thing. Right. And so but I have a problem with compromising when I know something is right. So it's like if I know that I'm saying or talking about something that is right, and I have somebody on my side tell me, mock me or kind of knock me on the head and try to make me look stupid, I'm gonna have a problem with that. But see, the difference is I don't like publicly try to humiliate the person. I like DM these people. But then rather than uh no, they DM. No, 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 no. They DM me, but they try to gaslight me into thinking that I'm, they try to convince me that I'm doing something wrong. When I'm like, "No, dude. Like I'm going to expose this crap that I'm talking about because people need to know." And well, and then he was saying like, "Well, you don't have to delete what you said." I'm like, "No, but you're shitting all over me every time I say something." "Oh, it's just a joke. Take it as a what? You don't need to be so butthurt." It's like that's what the lefties say every time that they bully us when we say shit that they don't like. Like, are you? And then apparently when I said that, that pissed him off. And well, again, I know that this guy isn't. He isn't one of them. He's one of our dudes. But I'm getting to the point where I have to just realize that even on our side there's going to be people that we're not going to agree 100% on things. And and that's just the way it is. Yeah. 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 Right. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yes, I am. I do. I do. Because it's worth talking about. No, I mean, I know. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, it, even in that case, like, yeah, they get mad. They're like, "Why are you bringing it up?" It's like because it's worth talking about. It's something worth talking about. It's something that people feel like talking about, and if you really don't want to talk about important topics, then don't even have an opinion at that point. Just be yeah, just be a silent, obedient sheep and pay your taxes and don't cry when your world comes crumbling fucking down. It's that simple. Oh, but it's just why do I have to deal with this every day? It's like because that's called being an adult and paying your taxes and being an American. Um, yeah, see what happens. Well, there's people there's people I see doing the memes of like, yeah, I'm gonna live off the grid and I'm not gonna pay my taxes, and it's like, all right, see how that works out for you, buddy. I mean, and there's people who do have tax exemptions. So like if you pay for your property and then you pay for whatever house or whatever that's there and you don't have to pay the property tax, you're essentially living on that land and it belongs to you until you die. And then the tax exemption goes away and then somebody has to pay that property tax. Well, no, not all of they don't have to pay the back tax. Your family next of kin or whatever will have to start paying on that following year is what happens. And if they can't pay it, then the fucking property goes to the banks. Yeah, I mean we can't not pay that. That goes in there no matter what. Exactly. Exactly. And not everybody that's paying into it now are going to get it when they get older. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Yep. No, I do this and I do commission work because I can't do like a regular lifting job or pretty much anything that I would have been able to do if my back wasn't fucked up. So, I mean, You're pretty good at it. I've seen your stuff. Hey, I mean, you gotta if you gotta work, man. I mean, you gotta work. You got that work-life balance. Yeah, you got a real job. Yeah, exactly. I don't yeah I never like got mad at people that would tell me that they got 100% disability and like now they don't have to pay any property taxes or nothing. And like and a lot of them can still work because like they didn't get out with a fucked up back or spine like I did, you know. So like they still work a job with 100% disability and still somehow, you know, and then they collect two retirements and it's like damn, I'll never be able to do that, you know? Yep. 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 That. Yep. Yep. Yeah. No. I. The Leviathan. It's the Leviathan. Yep. Right. This. This is a myrmidon. But yeah, I agree with you, man. That's it's the system. The system is not 100%. It's not. It doesn't work for everyone. When it does work for people, it's like a miracle that it worked for somebody that actually needed it. You know, be it medical or like welfare or disability. Yeah, yeah. We have like both. Yeah, yeah, With one chicken, I'm gonna eat chicken forever. How's that gonna happen? No, I didn't. It's before my time. Old, certified old. Yeah, yeah. I've seen that philosophy discussed. It's about just bringing things back down to community level instead of mass produced, you know, high waste, high yield, low quality bureaucracy. You have all this money that's just, it's like it gets to a point where the system doesn't even care about you. It's just, throw money at it, and if they do not meet these stringent qualifications that have to be met exactly, then you don't get crap, but you still pay for it. My condolences. I'm sorry to hear that. Do not resuscitate. Yep. Yeah. Did she pass peacefully? Oh, God bless. No, I know yeah, I know what you're saying. It felt like you were just being discarded and like nobody cared. Well, I mean, you know what though? Can I tell you something? You were there. And no, listen, you were there. You were there, and you gave a shit, and you gave her the love that she needed. Oh, I've heard horror stories about how passing is for some people, and just like, oh man, Jesus, that's 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 insane. Yeah, it's when you're at that point, like you said, when they're all in full NCBR gear, mop level gear, like you're on some, you know, day after tomorrow, freaking post World War III. Yeah, the day after type mop gear, just to give her chemo. Like, come on, like just let her go, man. Like, go with God, dude. That's when you start. You take her home, put on some, put on some, put on some Christ music. Just start praying with her, telling her, you know, getting her. It's okay to go now. Jesus has you. You know, you lived a good life. You were a good grandmother. You were a good mother. Like, God, you know, people should not have to suffer through hell when they're dying. Like, seriously, I don't care what, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're on the left, the right, the blue, purple, brown, rainbow, whatever. Like, nobody should have to suffer like that. Nobody, man. Nobody. Because there's always going to be that one family member, you know, there's going to be, yeah. Well, that's not, that's what the doctors are for. They're the ones that are supposed to tell you, you know, hey, there's like a 1% chance that this is gonna work, but it's gonna make quality of life like completely horrible. It'll be better if we just give your loved one, you know, some, here's some morphine, some freaking good hashish, and some, here's a hookah, you know, you know, take her home and start listening to music and smoking this and eating good food and just enjoy it. Like, enjoy some time with the person that you love, because they're you know, they're going home soon. They're going home, and that's it. And it's like, the more I hear about it, the more I hear about it, the more I study the Bible, and the more uh, it's like that's what it's about, man. It's like, life is about how you live. It's how well you try to live it, and then how well you're gonna die. It's how good you die, and that's in a lot of warrior societies too. It's like a lot of warrior societies are all about the good death. The Japanese still think of this, you know, like, yeah, no, you're good, you're good. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, brother. That's right. That's right. All right. Well, thank you for chatting with me, man. In about 10 more minutes, I'll probably head out. That's what she, that's what she said. Send me a picture. Let me see a picture. Post it on the Discord. DM a picture to me on Discord. You don't have to. You don't have to get out. You don't have to get out of the voice channel to DM me. You are old, man. It's like, how do I use this contraption? Old, so old. Damn, dude. I was, I was a, I was a sperm in my dad's nutsack when you were 20. Hey, you're the one that freaking called yourself old, man. Yeah. Well, I did mark this stream as adult only, so hopefully there's that. If you have the picture opened up, you can just right click, copy, and then paste image. Oh, it's all good. Hey, hey, you're ahead of your peers, man. How do I use this cell phone? I see it. Hey, look at that, dude. You know what, sir? You use a cell phone just like a Zoomer. Good job. Look at you. Look what I can do. I like the element. I like how they look like they're wearing like little tights. Like, you know what I mean? Like little wrestling tights. Yeah, yeah, like little macho man. They're like macho man Japanese. Yeah. Hmm. That's what really made the clan stuff just OP because of the potent weapons, the speed, and then a bunch of freaking elemental that just added more armor to them. Yeah, I know how it works. Oh, and then you can just tell your opponent who's playing, and you're like, oh, don't worry, they're not really that powerful by themselves, you know, because like, yeah, I've heard a lot of people on like BattleTech 3028 complain about like this is clan players. Yeah. Or if you are running a star, the inner sphere should have a substantial advantage in numbers and potency because it's to compensate. Yeah, but 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 that's only if you're going by battle value 2 because battle value 1 still had a lot of broken battle value shit for the clans. So in BV1 you could still cheese the battle armor and you can cheese a lot of double heatsink rule or a lot of like the what's the other fucking clan thing? Just swarm a bunch of light clan like fucking the Fire Moth H. Just yeah. With its 9 million small lasers, then you just back shoot a freaking Atlas and it dies in one volley and that's it. With elementals. So even if the fire moth misses, now the elementals are on the Atlas that's still alive, barely, kind of like. Mm-hmm. Yep. I love that you can do that in BattleTech. I know in our group we play Alpha Strike a lot, but even in Alpha Strike you can use artillery and tanks and stuff, and we have a couple people in our group that love playing tanks and long toms and arrows and stuff, and it's cool. I like doing that. It's cool when you can change it up a little bit and play battle tech, not just mech warrior. You're not just playing mech on mech. So yeah. Right. 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 The battle mech were just the tip of the spear. They weren't the main fighting force was still a conventional military force. Yeah. Yeah. Right. 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 And there was espionage, there was terrorism, there was all kinds of stuff. Yeah. All right, we're at the 3 hour mark and some change. I'm gonna call it a night here. If you stuck around this long, thank you for joining us. I'm gonna be logging out. If you're on the Discord, stay on the Discord. We'll be chatting for a while. You could join the BattleTech Into the Future Discord by joining the Facebook group or going to the Professor Hayteen. He's got a website and a link to the BattleTech Into the Future. You can also find links in our BattleTech 3028 group, BattleTech for Conservatives, or any of our sister pages. So again, thanks for hanging out, watching us paint, or watching me paint. Hope you have a happy rest of your Labor Day weekend. Peace out.